Alrighty, Hosses. First things first, I want to tell you that I watched Ex Machina or Ex Machina last night, whatever it's called, and was not as good as I expected. I heard really good things about it, but I don't know, it's kind of boring for me. But whatever. Moving on. In this video, I'm gonna make an even better AI, a pop-up window. So yeah, not as smart as the one in the window, but hey, we're getting there. All right. So I know what you guys are thinking whenever you hear pop-up windows. Oh, I hate pop-up windows because I hate writing JavaScript. I don't know why I thought you talked like that, but hey, I do too. Now the cool thing about Bootstrap is whenever you make these modals, and that's just what they call a pop-up window. So if I say one, I actually mean the other. The cool thing about it is it's all packaged together and we don't have to write any JavaScript at all. So in this example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a regular web page with a button on it, and whenever the user clicks that button, it's just going to have a pop-up appear that they can use like as a login form or whatever pop-up you want. So it's going to be, sounds like a lot of work, but it's actually pretty easy. So I'll say like a login demo, just has a title, and let me just go ahead and add the button on our main site, and that's it. So the button will of course say it's type button, and we'll say like a login, say open login window. And also on this button we need to add a couple more attributes to it. The first one is just for look, so button, which makes it look like a button, and button success, that just makes it green. And the next one, two more, data toggle. This says that we're using it to toggle on a model or modal, however the heck you pronounce it. That just means that we're going to use it to open up a pop-up window. That's it. Now the other thing we need is data target. So we can actually have a bunch of different modals on our website, and this is how it knows, okay, what modal are you trying to open? So if we have like 5 different ones, we'll give the one we're looking for pop-up window. And of course, since we need to target it by ID, add that little hash or number sign right in front of the name. So now we actually have to make that modal. So div, and this is the easy part. So that was actually the hard part, believe it or not, even though that was incredibly easy. So we're going to make a div, and it's just going to be a modal, which means we're making a pop-up window. Now just add some cool fade class to it so it doesn't just pop up, it kind of looks like it's fading in. And we also need to give it the ID of pop-up window. So you can actually give it an ID of anything you want. You can give it an ID of tuna fish. Just make sure that your target is targeting this window so it knows which one to pop up. Now inside here, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a class modal dialog. I don't know why like some of this stuff pops up like button success, but some of this other stuff doesn't. It's kind of, I don't know, it gets me confused sometimes. Like, is this thing going to pop up this time or not? Alright, so the first thing we need is this div right here. I say first, but what's this, like the 8th thing we did? And this just means a dialog is another word for a pop-up. I don't know why they have so many different names. Are you going to call it modal, a dialog, or a pop-up? Get your crap together, Bootstrap, but whatevs. Alright, next. Div. Inside here we're saying that we actually want to put some content in this pop-up. Now a cool thing that we can do later on is if we use the class model content, then we can actually add a couple different pieces, a header, a body, and a footer. So instead of just having a bunch of crap spewed inside our pop-up window, we can actually break it up into a nice organized structure. So let me actually add 3 comments so we can build those later on. So we'll build the header first, and this will just be the top. We usually put the title in here and maybe a close button on the side so the user can press X and close out of it. Now in the body is where your main crap is, so like the input where the user can type basically the form, and this last one will just be the footer for the button, so it'll just be say submit or login, whatever you want your button to say. So for the header, The class for this is model header. Model modal. What one is it? I don't know. Alright, so the header, this second one is going to be the body, and this last one is going to be the footer. Now inside here, you pretty much just stick crap inside like you would expect. Nothing really bootstrappy or tough to figure out. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually add a close button. So if the user accidentally clicks the button by accident, they can click a little X to close out of it. So button, and inside here I'm going to write ampersand times colon. So this times just means X. So like I guess they have it so if you're like timesing numbers together or multiplying numbers, but that's how you get an X, and the user knows whenever they click X means close. Now the type of this is a button, and also the class close, that actually is a Bootstrap class, and data dismiss model. So I guess there was kind of bootstrappy stuff in here. I lied. But what this is saying is we're making a button, style it like a close button, and also whenever the user clicks it, dismiss, in other words, get rid of this pop-up window. Alright, now the next thing we need to do is just build embarrassing. Alright, a really basic form. And this is just going to have, I'm not going to really make it do anything, just going to put it so we have something to look at real quick. So the role for this is form, and whenever you add form elements, what you do is you add them inside a div, and I'll just put class form group. So what you put inside a form group is any single element, like a text area, an input field, a checkbox, maybe a radio buttons group, whatever. But that's all you do. Make sure you surround it with a form group so Bootstrap knows how to handle it. So for this, I'm just going to make type email. I'll say like email and password. So class form control and place holder, it'll just say email. Now a placeholder, if you don't know, you can style your forms in two different ways. You can either have a label on the left hand side and then just your input on the right, or you can have some light gray text inside your form. So since I'm too lazy to make a label on the left, I'm just going to add, a little indicator bit of text inside the input. So now I can just copy this since I'm lazy. What am I trying to copy here? What are you doing, Bucky? Alright, so form group, and that'll be good. So this one will be password. So whenever you make it a type password, it just shows those little asterisks or dots, and it doesn't actually display their password in plain text. This is a form control, and we'll just write password in here. Alright, so that's the body. Not I don't really feel like doing anything else to it. Keep this really simple. And the last thing we need to do is just make a login button. So button login, and we'll just say like a class. What was our first one? Success. So we'll say that this is primary. So whenever you see the word success, it means green. Whenever you see primary, it means blue. You can override these by default, but I kind of like the default colors. And we'll make a button block, tomato, whatever. Don't judge me. Alright, and yeah, that's it. So let's go ahead and run this. And that is not running yet. That's my profile. And check it out. Alright, so this is our original button, and whenever we click it, our modal pops up, and I forgot to add a stupid freaking H3 or H2 and class model title, and I'll just put like a login. Actually, let me change that to H3. Got a thing for H3s, not sure why, but I do. And you see that didn't have the title. That's just what I did right there. So now we have a model title. This was the little dismiss times button I was talking about, and you see that we have a bit of placeholder text right here instead of like a little label on the left hand side. And since I added a block styling to this button right here, it doesn't appear as a small button. Block means pretty much treat it like a block, take up the entire width. And yeah, there you go. So the user can type in their email, password, close out of here, or they can do whatever they want, log in, and boom, they're golden. So that's how you make pop-up windows, aka modals, aka whatever the heck they feel like calling them this week. Thanks for watching. See you next time.